Hey everybody, Rich Noto here, Florida licensed realtor, Florida licensed home inspector, Florida notary public with loan signing agent certification, your construction trained realtor. And it's so important to have a realtor on your side that truly understands construction, not just the sales process. I mean, a monkey could sell a new house, but a monkey would not be able to help to manage the build process. And the build process is always the most important part because let's face it, you're purchasing a house, and a house is an asset, and you want this asset to over time go up in value. Okay, but most buyers make the mistake of ignoring construction, therefore their house ends up going down in value. Okay, because when your house has lots of issues, lots of defects, and you have to spend thousands of dollars to fix it out of your own pocket, or you go to sell your house and the person that's potentially going to buy the house hires a home inspector, and that home inspector picks that house apart, and you have to come down thousands and thousands of dollars in price because this house is loaded with defects. Or you end up with one of those homes that is slowly leaking. Maybe you don't even realize that it's leaking, and now your house is stinking of mold and mildew, and you know that's not something that you want. Mold, mildew, rot, all that stuff. So how do I help you? I help you manage the construction process. I have an understanding of how homes are built, Florida residential code, and manufacturer's installation instructions. Now, I have to be on that builder's contract with you, okay? For the builder to pay your agent has to be on the contract at the time of signing. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You contact me, preferably first, because if you don't contact me first, with some builders, they will no longer allow you to use a realtor, okay? Because your realtor needs to be the first one to bring you to the builder. That's what some builders, okay? I'm over in Vidas Way, and Vidas Way is from Pulte Homes, and we are in Wesley Chapel, Florida. So pretty nice out here. Wesley Chapel is definitely one of the nicer cities or towns, whatever you want to call it, in Florida. And got some nice looking homes over here in Vidas Way. And this community is maybe less than half sold out at the time of me making this video. At least I think it's about that. You know, it's definitely a fast seller, so we're going to go in and check out some of these models in this area. We got quite a few. We got the Merlot Grand. Maybe I'll start with the Merlot Grand, and we got the Williston, and we got the Medina and the Coral Grand, and whatever this one over there is, that office, but that's really just an office, that doesn't even count. So maybe I'll start over here with the Merlot Grand, because I don't know if I have a Merlot Grand or not. Yeah, let's start with that. We'll go from that, and then we'll just kind of go around in a circle. I know I have plenty of the Medinas, and I have the Coral Grand, so much less important in case if it gets busy over here. Now, of course, check out my website as well at richnotohomes.com. You can find out a lot more information about what I do, how I help you along the way, how my service is so far beyond the standard realtor service. And always keep in mind, some standard realtors, at the time you sign the builder's contract, they leave you. They say bye-bye, goodbye, enjoy. If you have problems, contact the builder. So doing all this construction-based stuff with everybody, of course, that, you know, that adds to my time spent. So, you know, those realtors don't want to spend extra time. It takes hours and upon hours to look over a house. A big house like this would probably be, you know, 5 hours per inspection. The Merlot Grand. Beautiful. Wonderful floors. I love these tiles that look like wood. Very nice. Somebody told me today that they liked my shoes. I thought my shoes were orange when I bought them online because it looked like they were orange based on the pictures, and they showed up red. But I guess the red matches me, which is what the guy was saying. His car was actually the same color as my shoes, red and black. Well, actually his wife's car, he was showing me it. Anyway, back to the house. So we just looked at 2 closets, and here's a shared bathroom which has 2 sinks and your bathtub. And okay, again, you know, there's a lot of upgrades in here. Now, they didn't go all the way up to the ceiling. That would be an extra upgrade. But there's some nice space above the shower head, so that's good. You don't want that water, you know, bouncing off and hitting the walls. And you know, this is going to be one of those models that's pretty well upgraded. Yeah, I could see it already. You know, you got the fancy wall over here. You know, when you buy a house with the base, it just comes with, you know, standard walls. None of this, you know, extra thick trim. You know, I forget the size of this trim, if it's 3-inch or whatever it is. But, you know, typically doesn't come with that. So, again, we had these 2 closets, and we got a bedroom over here. And this is nice because you could see that it has the pocket door. So if you have like an older relative living with you or somebody that wants privacy, they have it right there. And then you got this nice den over here. Really amazing den. I shouldn't say nice. It's nice and amazing. Maybe it's both. So always remember, you know, construction, people confuse a new house with, you know, something that's perfect. And a new house has to be assembled for it to be perfect, for it not to leak, for it not to, you know, go up in flames, or for the structure to collapse in places. It has to be assembled properly. All those nails and screws and bolts and all the sealant and all the tapes and all the flashing and all the siding and shingles and underlayments all have to be installed properly. Just like these floors. If these floors underneath are hollow, if they have gaps, you know, these tiles could start to crack. Beautiful kitchen, living room, and dining room. I'm going to come back to this. Over here, let's see, what do we have? HVAC closet. I was not expecting this at all. That's fun. What is it? Is this wallpaper? Like, what is this exactly? No, it's not wallpaper. It's some kind of bumpy whatever. Laundry room. Now this laundry room is going to go into the garage, I'm guessing. Yep, there's your garage, your 3-car garage. So you got a nice big laundry room, and of course whenever you see a sink in a laundry room, or you see cabinets, that's almost always an upgrade. Now Pulte has their design center, so you know, you would be picking all that out as long as you buy a house that you're building from scratch. Okay, when you don't build, you don't get to pick that stuff out. Let's see. This is a very, very big house, very high ceilings too. I don't know what the height is of the ceiling, but I can't even come close to touching it. Is this 10 feet maybe or something? So we got another bedroom here with a full bathroom. So an ensuite, or if you want to call it a second master bedroom, you can. Some builders call them second masters, some builders call them ensuites. So you can see over here it's natural gas, this community. This is some huge pantry. Because these shelves are really sticking out. You can see my hat. You know, these big shelves that they upgraded, of course. It's a big upgrade. What is this? The Merlot or the Merlot, maybe. Maybe that's how you say it. Maybe it's Merlot Grand. I wonder how many names over the years I've completely mutilated. Beautiful pool. and view. Look at this. Now, most builders do not include pools. Just so you know, even if the model has it, most builders don't include them. And sometimes it's not even included as an upgrade either.
More space to fit everything. Non-porous countertops for an easy kitchen.
Oh, I'm almost about. I was almost about to miss this. Big master bedroom. So master bedroom going into the master bathroom. You got your dual sinks. And look at that. Yeah, I like that kind of floor. Must be hard to clean though. But big shower. And the toilet in the closet room. Another heavily upgraded closet. You know from watching my videos, closets don't come standard looking like this. This is a big closet too. The thing is that you have to understand that most model homes have like over $100,000 in upgrades easily. And that's like the smaller ones I'm talking about. I don't know the square footage of this. A little storage under the stairs. Big loft, look at this. I'm gonna go right. Looks like there's a second loft over here. What is this? Oh wow. So this is basically a very large bedroom that the builder made into a TV room. You see there's a closet there. So typically, you know, for a bedroom to be called a bedroom, it usually needs a closet. Not always, but usually. Beautiful loft, nice and spacious. What do we have here? I got a bedroom. Yeah, they really upgraded these shared bathrooms. Very nice model. Well, this is like, you know, like one of those, you know, dream homes in a community. Yeah, I mean, this is a standard bedroom over here. I mean, a much larger standard bedroom, a sized standard bedroom. But it has an amazing closet. So basically up here, there's 3 bedrooms. Well, this is definitely one of the nicest homes that I've seen. Maybe one of the nicest homes I've seen this year. I mean, this is a house that if you're really going to you're going to spend some good money to upgrade this, this could really be an amazing house. I mean, even if this house was not upgraded, this is an amazing house. And you can see the cabinets, that color that's showing up everywhere. That's one of two colors. So let's go check out the other house next to it. I don't know if I'm going to do all these homes here. I don't think I'm going to do some of the smaller ones. I'm going to move on, but let's go check out the home next door. Okay, so the Williston just came from the Merlot or the Merlot Grand. Maybe it's the Merlot. I'm gonna go into the Williston. So, first opinion when I step in, it feels nice and roomy at the entryway. And what's this going to be over here? Is this a closet? What do I have? Yeah, a closet. What is it? Storage under the stairs? Yes, it is. Storage underneath the stairs. Now, of course, mortgage approval is always one of the first things you want to do right away before you get too heavy into looking. This is something that Pulte has in a lot of the newer communities where they kind of just give you a little bit of an understanding of the layers of the house or, what's behind the walls. It's nice to see. But as I always say, if it's not put together right, that's when you have problems. And I've never seen a house that was put together right. I wish I did. And here's some different packages that they have grouped together. And it's nice that, they do a room like that, because that just kind of gives people a little bit of, an idea of what they might like. What might be some of their options. Over here, this is a bedroom. And let's see what the closet looks like. Oh, again, full bathroom. And the lanai. With a great view. What are those, turtles? There's something sitting out over there. I think it's turtles. Yeah, I think it's turtles. Or is it a gator and a turtle? It's something, I think. I might have to pull my phone out to zoom in to see exactly what that is. Let's zoom in. Okay, so here's the kitchen. Kitchen and the dining room. That's the dining room. That's the kitchen. And again, it's natural gas here as well. What this definitely has is it has a good amount of countertop space all around. Now, have I seen this model? Only because I came up here to this. Maybe. Or maybe there's a variation of it. Let's go this way first. So we're passing the loft. And oh wow, okay. Here's a laundry room. And here is a bedroom. What is this going to be? A closet? A towel closet? We got another bedroom right here. So pretty interesting second floor so far. The hall feels very narrow. Not sure if the camera's going to show it that way or not, but who knows? We got a walk-in closet with this bedroom. Nice color, bluish. Wow, the wall paint matches the sheets. That's nice. And the pillows. That's pretty good. Whoever matched this up did a good job. Having a wall that's an accent. Did we see this already? Yes, we did. This is the bathroom. And then these were the bedrooms. So again, having that wall that has a different paint color, an accent wall, always makes every room feel so much better. And that's something that's so cheap because it's just a different color paint. So when the builder comes in and they paint it like this color where everything looks exactly the same, and it does, you can go to Sherwin-Williams or wherever you want to go, Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever, get your paint, get the color that you want, get a few gallons, and just, paint a wall or two in each room. Make it feel different. And I think in this house, it looks like it's just some kind of white color. I don't think it's not that agreeable gray. And you could see how the trim around the door frame is exactly the same color. It's white and white. So it really washes things out. And I don't know if that's standard in this community or not. Usually the paint colors that are in the models are pretty standard everywhere. Now the builder's reason for the white might be something like it's easy to paint over. Yeah, I mean, look at this toilet in the closet room. It has, is there an accent wall here? Nope. So you got two parts of the wall. Let me try to, so to one side and the rear is painted a different color, and it just makes it feel so much better. So I do appreciate everyone stopping by to watch this.